Hello students, in the previous video we have covered first part, okay? From module 3 we have covered first part. So this video contains second part, okay? So part 2 of module 3. So that is health and safety. So under this part we will go through how the term safety is important in construction among the laborers. How and also how can you get over things? Uh, how can you check on, like, in what way, where and all you have to take precautions. All sort of things you will study in this part. Okay. Let us see what are the topics covered in this part. So first one is safety management. Okay, you're going to see deeply about safety management. Second, you will check on safety programs. Okay, there should be different programs helping people know about safety and funding them, all such things. Third one is safety rules on construction company. Okay, there are some standard rules fixed that every worker should follow. So about that we'll see. Fourth one is safety measures to be taken for excavation. So before you start up excavation, what are the measures you are going to consider also while doing the process of excavation? So first one is excavation, also during drilling and blasting. Drilling and blasting your rock, if it's terrain, mountain place that you want to blast the area so that you get a smooth surface for any sort of construction. During that time we will see what are the safety measures to be considered. Hot bituminous work. When you do bituminous hot work that is extremely hot, what all things we are going to see about that. Also, fourth point is scaffolding and formwork. Okay, so during scaffolding, what all safety measures we will see about that. So fifth point is storage of materials. So basically materials will be our civil engineering related materials. For example, if it may be cement, it may be brick, it may be steel reinforcement, it can be anything. So how are you going to store it, and even while storing, what all things you will consider for its safety, about that you will see. And safety campaigns. Safety campaigns will educate people about what safety is. And last point is safety through legislation. So here there are n number of safety act. Okay, it could be like wages act or all such acts you will get, like according to when it is started and what are the terms under it. So that you will be studying. So this content will cover your whole second part of unit 3. So let's see further what is it all about. I'll move on to the next slide. Safety management. Let's see what is under safety management. First point, safety is one of the vital issues in the success of the project. Okay, so safety is one term that can help you succeed or go down. So if you're working with safety, then you will reach your target soon. Safety program ensures the worker to be mentally and physically prepared to execute a job quickly, fearlessly and efficiently. So there are these safety programs before you start up your construction work. all the workers will be held in a talk where they explain about safety, so that helps them to be very strong mentally and physically, and they are ready to do their work in a very good way, without fear. Okay, safety is a way of life. It must be part of every individual at every time during performance of any activity. Second point is, working in a fearless protected environment makes the team to be more productive and efficient, right? If it's fearless atmosphere, you're going to do your work neatly. Safety is an important parameter to measure a project, as cost of implementation and time of completion of the project, right? Your cost will remain the same if safety is given important factor, because everything is going safe. That if something, in case if something wrong happens, any accident occurs, or anything that is problem that occurs problem, like within that, what it will lead, it will lead to time lapse, right? Your project will take more time. So safety is very important. Although every manager, supervisor, worker accept their safety requirement, okay, whether it is a top manager or low level worker, everyone should know about safety. Construction is highly accident prone industry, isn't it, students? Any sort of construction it is whether it is with motor, whether it is with equipment, heavy equipment, whether it is working under heights, anything is dangerous. So safety is very important to be taken into consideration and work accordingly. So here are some causes of accident that can occur in construction industry. First is fall from high elevation, right? Falling off from height. It is one cause. Electrocution, okay? Anything related to electricity, even that can happen, sudden death because of that, shock. Third is being struck by equipment. Yeah, a person can be struck by equipment because the heavy equipments will be there, and lot of sound will be there, that you can't, one individual can't look over everyone, he'll be doing his work. So by any chance, a person can be struck by equipment, being caught by equipment. Trench excavation. So when you excavate a trench, there are possibility where landslide might happen, and if it's a deep area, then it's again risky. Drowning, bridge and offshore construction. In case if there is construction of piles, deep foundations across the river, so laborers will have to go below water and continue the work. So drowning is also possible. And over excretion. So these are causes of accident, by what accident can occur. Next is safety programs. Okay, everyone should be educated about safety programs, and they should the head, the managers and supervisors should take this initiative to help the workers know about what safety is. So first point is, safety program should be developed as a culture of the company. Okay, it is a prime important factor to be taken. So it develops as a, it should be developed like a structure, culture of the company. It should be at all times, at all places and all types of work. Okay, wherever the work is, whatever place it is and what kind of work it is, safety program should be given. every employee of the company should think and work about safety. Second point, supervisors and managers play a very important role in safety management as they are head and the one owning everything, that they should take this initiative to help people know about safety. Third point, the workers should feel that safety constraints are for their betterment. Okay, a company can develop its own uh, plan and culture. So basically, workers should accept this term called safety personally. Okay, for their own betterment, for their own lives, because losing anyone is a great loss. Okay, whether it's in terms of labors, whether it is the laborers can have their family, the wife, kids, who is depending on the person, and it shouldn't cause problem to anyone because of any firm. Okay, so safety programs is very essential to be considered. So next concept is safety rules in construction company. Whatever company it is, whatever work it is, there are some basic rules everyone should follow. Every worker should follow. So first one is shoes, gum boots shall be provided to the staff working at site and concerned workers like concreting gang, reinforcement filters, etc. when required. What do they tell? That safety shoes and gum boots are compulsory before doing work such as concreting and reinforcement. 1 point. Second one is safety helmets should be worn by people working in areas like pods, trenches, and near the building by the carpenters, filters, erectors, fabricators while working on the construction. So anything that can cause damage to their head, okay, when they are going below uh, excavation, and even in terms of fabricators, those who fabricate and weld the steel, and all everyone should wear safety helmets. Third point is safety belts shall be worn by erectors, fabricators, painters, masons while working at heights above 10 meters. So if the height of the construction area is more than 10 meters in height, then they should wear safety belts. So by mistake if they fall, also it should protect them. So fourth point is clothing of workers, supervisors, engineers should not be loose fitting. They should make sure that their clothing is as tight as possible for their safety, because loose fitting, it can get stuck by anything, any hook or anything. It is dangerous. So next point is any person on top of scaffolding must make sure at first that scaffolding is properly secured by bracing, etc. So scaffolding, you'll be doing it in height, like one over the other scaffolds are there. So that should be made sure that it is properly braced, okay, properly fixed. Next point, safe and sufficient access for every workplace shall be provided and maintained to the extent it is practice. So you need access with whichever floor you go, whichever passage you go, you should have a safe and sufficient access. Okay. Next point is at place where public is likely to trespass, fencing and barricades should be erected to avoid accidents during nights. Adequate lighting should be provided. Okay, and proper lighting should be provided where the fencing barricades are there, like for safety. Next points are it's still continued in the next slide. I'll read it. Openings, corners, edges shall be guarded so as to prevent accident due to falling. Okay, places where openings are there and corner area, edge areas, it should be guarded. Okay, so that person is safe from falling. Adequate and suitable lighting may be provided for all working places, approaches, and dangerous opening, right? Wherever dangerous opening and places like that, light should be provided. Sanitary convenience shall be provided and maintained and kept clean. As we know, sanitary is very important. Everyone uses the washroom. Make sure that it is kept clean so that nobody falls ill or allergy. Allergy doesn't occur within their body. So that should be also an important point to consider. So next is first aid boxes at all times shall be kept in convenient places like offices, stores, etc. So first aid box is very important. Anyone can get hurt. So that should be in the office or any storage area. Welders shall ensure that protective equipment like welding helmets, hand shields, welding gloves, leather gloves is used during welding. Okay, so welding is a very crucial operation. So your eyes should be protected by goggles, your hand should be protected by hand shields, you should wear helmets, you should wear leather gloves so that you're not affected. So that should be also taken into account. Next point is no workman shall be allowed to ride on bucket or any other component which is being lifted. Okay, so this equipment such as this earthwork excavation and all such equipment which has bucket, workers should not take a ride on that. Okay, it is strictly made for work purpose, that they shouldn't use it for all such things. Next is warning signs such as danger 440 volts, no smoking, etc. shall be displayed. Okay, so wherever there is danger and heavy voltage is there, the warning sign should be given, and no smoking warning should be given. Next is firefighting equipment such as extinguishers and sand buckets shall be easily available in the vicinity of electrical operations and storage of inflammable materials, right? Where places like electrical operations is conducted and storage of inflammable materials like whether it is oil and anything that can catch fire, their firefighting equipment should be kept, because anything can happen. Okay, accident won't tell and come, it will happen just like that. So make sure that you have firefighting equipment everywhere. Okay, the last point is any accident of serious nature shall be investigated by site authorities and report shall be complied and corrective action shall be taken to it. What do they tell? That if anything serious happen, any sort of accident that is serious shall be investigated to the authority and report shall be made for that and further actions will be taken. So these are the safety rules or safety rules that is made for any company, construction company, and everyone should follow. Safety measures to be taken for following construction work. So here are some safety measures to take before starting any sort of work. For example, now it is excavation. Okay, so during excavation, what all things you need to keep in your mind? Let us see in terms of safety. So, in all works, an experienced and competent foreman or a supervisor should look after the excavation work, right? Someone who is experienced and well known about this field, he should be there. He should carry out the work. Second point is, before doing the construction work, a A complete knowledge of underground structures such as sewers, water line, gas mains, etc. is essential. Right, students? There are various number of various underground pipelines for sewer. Either it can be for gas or water lines. So first you should know whether that is present in that particular area before doing excavation, so that you don't damage it. So that should be kept in mind. Third point, safety shoes, helmets should be worn by all persons entering a trench where hazards from falling stones, timber or other materials exist, right? So when you are getting down uh, towards when you're getting down towards excavation, I mean when you step down, make sure you have safety shoes and helmets, because if the excavation is pretty like light, if the height is not much, then it's okay, it's not a thing to be considered. But in case the excavation, if it is for greater depth, then there are chances of problems that can, like something can fall on your head and all such things. So you need to wear helmets and shoes. Fourth point, heavy equipment such as excavating machinery, trucks, dumpers, etc. should be kept away from excavated sites, right? The heavy equipment, machinery, truck and dumpers should be kept away from that place. Okay, so these are the things you are going to consider before you start excavation work. One thing, you need a experienced and uh, skilled person who is taking up this initiative. Then you need to have a knowledge about underground sources. You need to wear your safety shoes, helmets, and make sure that heavy equipment is not around. I hope this is clear. So this was for excavation. Next, let's see for bituminous works. Okay. So here are some safety points to be considered during drilling and blasting. Okay, bituminous is the third one. Let's see about it later. So during drilling and blasting, why do you need drilling and blasting? See, for example, if you're having a hard stratum, a rock or heavy soil where you need to uh, clear the land. Okay, you need a straight stretch of land. So whatever, whether it's rock or anything, you need to blast it. Okay, and clear the material, soil material, so that you'll get a straight land in which you are going to do your construction. So during drilling and blasting, what are points? Let's see. Detonators and other explosives for blasting shall be transported to the site of work in the original containers or in securely locked separate non-metallic container, and shall not be carried loose or mixed with other materials, right? So make sure that explosive to be blasted, those should be carefully like moved through its original containers itself, and also it should be closely packed. Okay, it should not be carried loose or mixed with other materials, shouldn't get mixed. Okay, so make sure about that. Second point is, care should be taken in loading and unloading of explosives, right? It is very danger. The explosives, anything can happen. It can blast if it is not handled properly. Okay. Third point is, explosives shall be stored only in magazine which is clean, dry, ventilated, reasonably cool, protected against lightning. So you have to keep this in magazine. It is place. It is yeah. It make sure that it is clean, dry, ventilated. Everything is like cleared, and it should be safe. So make sure about that. Any package containing explosive shall not be dragged, dropped, or handled roughly. The packages shall be opened at a safe distance, right? The package shouldn't be pulled, dragged, and you can't pull it like a bag of cement. You can't do that. It is very risky, so you have to handle it carefully. So next point is smoking shall not be permitted, nor matches, open lights, fire, flame, or any other device capable of producing sparks or flame. And yeah, so make sure that smoking is not allowed by any chance. Matches and lighters and all things that can cause fire, it should be kept away. Next point under this is blasting shall be carried out only with the permission of the engineer in charge, right? The engineer who is in charge about that blasting process. Blasting should be carried out only through his permission. Okay. Next is all the materials, tools, and equipment used for blasting or operation shall be of approved type, right? Any material, tool, equipment related to blasting, it should be of approved type according to the agreed by their standard and specification. It should be according to that. It should be approved to use. Next is the blaster shall be in good physical condition and not under influence of drugs, alcohol, intoxicants, etc. Right? He should be physically in a good condition. He shouldn't consume drugs and alcohol and all such things. He should be clean from his body. Okay. Next is the position of all holes to be drilled shall be marked out with white paint. Okay, whatever positions you are going to mark in order to blast, so it should be marked by white paint. It shall be cleared of all debris before explosives are inserted, right? Before explosives are inserted, the ground should be cleared or the place should be cleared. Next point, metallic devices of any kind shall not be used during camping. Okay, so as we know that metallic it attracts, and during this process any other devices, metallic devices shall not be used. Next is before blasting sufficient warning shall be given to enable the people working. So yeah, people, in case if that area is residential or any other area, people should know about that situation, that some blasting is going to occur, and aware them. Okay, so before blasting, in the blasting area, to get off the danger zone, so make sure you put away, let people know about this process. All persons other than the blaster shall leave the danger area at least 10 minutes before the blasting starts. So only blaster is allowed there. Whoever is in the site should leave the area 10 minutes prior to blasting. So the last point is the blaster shall not return to blasting site after firing until at least 5 minutes have elapsed. So immediately anyone can't go to that site. They should leave some time and then check about everything. So these are few of the safety measures during blasting. Okay.